Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 112 of the Video Game Chooch podcast. I'm your host, John, and with me this week is Michael.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a returning face, Ryan.
Hello, I'm back. I have a better microphone, so I'm not playing a harsh noise concert every time I show up on the podcast, which is nice.
Yeah, it was pretty fucked up because Niall specifically told me that you're not allowed on the podcast until you got a new mic.
Yeah, Niall put down a hard ban on me showing up to the podcast, and after a few weeks, I finally scraped my loose change together and bought this nice new microphone, so I could join y'all here on this program of games and fun. So it's nice to be back.
Program of games and fun is the subtitle. Yeah, games and fun.
Yep.
Games and fun.
Games and fun.
Yep.
Speaking of games and fun, Ryan, didn't you just eat like a whole pizza?
Not a whole pizza. I ate 5 slices of a large 14-inch pizza, so most of the pizza.
From where?
From Domino's.
Nice.
Yeah, because they're cheap and they have like coupons right now that lets you get a large pizza for like the price of a medium. So,
shit.
What was on this pizza?
It was like large 2-topping, and so I got pepperoni and green bell peppers. So
sure.
nice even
crunch.
mix. Nice even mix. Yeah, of crunch and of meat and vegetable. So, yeah, very crisp.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
Sounds great.
It was pretty tasty.
Well, for me, I had a pretty terrible dinner. I went into the KFC.
Ooh.
And I got one of their famous bowls.
Ooh.
And I'm still feeling it.
Yeah.
Like, the bloat, the guilt.
John, having gone to KFC today, can you confirm or deny from me personally if they still serve the Double Down?
They don't.
I
looked because I thought it would be funny, but actually, thank God that I didn't, because I think in my current state, I probably would have died on my way home from that KFC.
Probably.
Like, I'm already close to death from eating a famous bowl. Like,
okay. John, I've never had a famous bowl from KFC. What exactly is the famous bowl?
Well,
first of all, it is not famous.
I'd like to preface this by saying don't get a famous bowl. But what they do is they take a layer of mashed potatoes.
Uh-oh.
Then they put some gravy on that.
Oh no, I see where this is going.
And then they just put corn on top of that, like a whole fucking layer of corn. Then they drizzle like cheese on it, just like nondescript cheese. And then they just put a bunch of chicken on top of that.
Oh my god, John.
And that's a famous bowl.
John, why? Why would you do this to yourself?
It's gonna get put into your stomach and mixed up anyways. You might as well shove it in your mouth.
Yeah, but it's weird.
All right, think of it this way. Normally, the chicken comes in a bucket, and the mashed potato comes in its own bowl, and the corn comes in its own bowl, and then the cheese isn't anywhere. Now, imagine if all that wasn't in separate containers, but it was in one container, and then you could take that one container and shove it in your mouth.
Well, sure, but what if I want to like have a bite of chicken,
no,
have a bite of potatoes,
have a
little
I'm going to be honest.
No.
I'm going to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
It wouldn't be that bad if it wasn't for the corn. The corn fucks it up for some reason.
Yeah.
See, I would think the corn would help because you're eating like mashed potatoes and breaded chicken, and cheese. So at least there's something going in your body that is going to try to make things like keep moving.
I mean, you would think that, but every time that I would just get like a spoonful of corn and gravy and nothing else, I was just like, well,
what you need better spoon strategy is what you need. You need better.
There's no strategy.
Better bite strategy.
There's no strategy going into a KFC famous bowl.
It's
survival. It's survival.
There's strategy to eating everything, and you clearly need to study up.
John, what you need is a ladle that's so big it allows you to penetrate all 3 layers at once. And just a big blob of everything.
I don't want to fucking...
How about this? Next time, just get gravy.
Stop. You're giving me...
Just drink gravy.
Okay, I think we need to move on from this, because if we keep talking about this shit, I'm gonna have to take a dump like halfway through this.
Please.
So we need to stop.
Okay.
A Dhumpus.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go to Dhumpus.
Yeah, the Dhumpus room.
See, you wouldn't be feeling that way if it wasn't for the corn. You would be like, it would take days to get the Dhumpus, man.
It'd be like a fucking stone, just like stone cold Steve chicken, right?
There's nothing worse than just like you can see Dhumpus, but you can't get to Dhumpus. There's nothing worse than that.
You have an image of it in your mind, and you can feel it. You can feel it gestating, but it just won't happen.
You remember what it felt like to be in Dhumpus, and you know it's good. Like it's fine.
Everyone's turned the podcast off right now. We can talk about anything we want because nobody's listening anymore.
Hey, remember last week when we interviewed Pan and Cohen?
Yeah, remember when we had like a person on our podcast for an interview?
And it was like serious. It was serious, and then we were like a video game podcast.
Yeah, that was cool.
And now Dhumpus.
Indeed.
Oh my god, yeah, I mean, well, we're specifically talking about a stream we did last Saturday?
It was a Saturday.
It was a Saturday.
Yeah. This past Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We did a stream.
Well, no, it will be a week ago this past Saturday, by the time this goes up.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's why I was saying it like that, Michael.
Sure.
Because people are gonna know what the fuck we're talking about. So
Time
maybe
travel.
keep up with me.
Time travel.
But no, yes. When you hear this past Saturday,
yes,
we did a stream of sorcery. And we put up a video of that. So if you want to watch Michael and I play a little bit of sorcery, he did the playing. I just vocalized what we should do. It was fun. That's a cool game.
Yeah, people seem to enjoy watching that as well.
We might do more.
Yes.
But yeah, that's a game that we played recently.
Uh-huh.
Why don't we talk about other games we've played recently? Ryan, let's catch up with you because it's been a while. What have you been playing?
It has been a while, John. I have mostly been playing stuff for my video game criticism class that I'm in right now. A couple weeks ago, I played Journey for the first time, which was really good.
Fantastic game.
Lived up to the hype, most definitely. I played Papers, Please for the first time, which also lived up to the hype.
Awesome game.
Yeah. I played a little bit of VVVVVVV, or however many V's is in that game name, which is
5.
Yeah, it's either 5 or 6. I've played that game a lot before, but I played it again for an assignment. I really like that game. I highly recommend it for anybody who likes sort of, I guess, retro platformer stuff with like a twist to it. You know, you can like flip gravity and stuff like that. That game's been out for a long time, but I still really like it. And I am still plugging away at Fallout 4. I am getting closer and closer to the conclusion of that game, I think, and still enjoying it quite a bit. What else have I been playing? I started Kingdom Hearts again since you kept talking about it. Yeah, Michael's gonna sigh and moan and whatever, but I started playing the Final Mix version, which, as I understand it, is the version of the game that you've only played, right, John? You've never played the original.
I played the original PS2 version when I was like in middle school or something, but I don't remember much of it. But yeah, like the PS3 version is the one that comes with Final Mix. That originally only came out in Japan on PS2, but they HD'd it and put it out on PS3.
Yeah, that's the version of it I've been playing this time around, and because I really just didn't want to get all my stuff for the PS2 out, and you know, it's kind of weird because my whole life being a fan of that series, like when I was younger and that first one came out, you know, I'd always hear about like, oh, Final Mix, like it only came out in Japan and it's got all of this extra stuff, and I'm like, oh, I've got to play this, like me, you know, being 8 or 10 or however old I was when that game came out. I don't remember what year it came out, but I was like, wow, this sounds so cool. I can't wait to play it and like see all this extra stuff. I wish it would come out over here. And you know, now that it has and I'm playing it, it's really a weird experience because I've played the original PS2 version of that game enough to like know it like the back of my hand in a lot of ways. And playing the Final Mix version of that game, it's not overwhelmingly different, but there's just enough changed to make me slightly uncomfortable. Like, most of the enemies have alternate colorations, like the boss Heartless enemies all have different color palettes. Some of the artificial Heartless enemies have different color palettes. From what I understand, they lost like 80% of the game audio in between the PS2 version and like porting it back over here for the English version of Final Mix. So a lot of the score has been redone from what I know. And
wow.
The one thing I really noticed is that Billy Zane, who voices Ansem in that game, I guess they had to get him to come back and redo his lines for that game. And like in the original version, he has such like, you know, quote unquote iconic performance. Like, he's so over the top and like hammy and just like chewing the scenery as much as you possibly can, like playing the villain in a Kingdom Hearts game. And it's like that's the version of that character I've like grown up with. But then playing the Final Mix version, he had to redo his lines, and they're all a lot more subdued. And so he actually sounds like a normal-ass person instead of being like, oh, the darkness, oh, like that's all gone. And, you know, I guess you could argue that makes the game a little bit better since it's not as hammy, but I'm just so used to that original, like the original stuff in that game, that like playing Final Mix, I don't hate it, because like I said, it's basically the same game. Mm-hmm. But there's just enough that's different about it for me to finally play it and just feel like it's kind of uncanny in places, I guess. But
yeah, because I never had that Ansem experience, and
yeah,
me playing through this PS3 version and never touching any of like his reports or anything in the PS2 version. Me listening to that, I was just like, I remember people telling me that this dude was like really wacky and over.
Yeah,
he just sounds normal.
Yeah.
This is weird.
In the original version, he's like way over the top, and I mean, I like it. I mean, maybe there are people out there who like the redone voice acting, but you know, it's just kind of one of those childhood nostalgia things, I guess. You know, you grow up with it, and then you come back to it, and it's like, this isn't what I remember. I'm 20 years old, damn it, and Kingdom Hearts should still sound like a children's game, and it's like, you know, that kind of thing. But
sure, yeah.
That's pretty much it for me these last couple weeks. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I've picked up or played. I did get the Grim Fandango on PS4 for the PS Plus thing, even though I already had that on PC and I played it last year and I like wrote my end of the year list with that on it. So I've kind of been messing with that on PS4 a little bit, but not like seriously committing myself to playing through it again. But
it's a kick-ass game.
Yeah, it's a great game, and you know, if there's anyone out there who still hasn't played it, I think it's on the Humble Bundle that's up right now. So. Along with Dive Kick, which I know you're a huge fan of. But
I'm a big fan of Dive Kick. There's a game that I know Chooch is a big fan of. Party Hard is on that too. So
yeah, you know. I know Niall liked that game. Yeah. So that's about it for me. How about y'all?
Michael, it's your turn. What have you been playing lately, Michael? Or you know what? First off, I don't ask this enough. How are you, Michael?
Did you get tired of getting yelled at every time?
Yeah. Look, listen. I am very tired of getting yelled at today. So, how are you doing, Michael?
I'm fine, John. How are you?
How are you?
Could be better.
Oh, great.
But yes, you're doing fine. Mm-hmm. Are there any life updates you wish to share with the community?
I'm a little under the weather today.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, I don't like being sick, and I'm being sick.
I wish a speedy recovery on you.
Thanks. I really appreciate that, John.
Jeez.
My good friend Michael, now you need to tell me which video games you have interacted with over the past week.
I have been playing quite a few betas.
Excuse me?
Betas?
Vitas?
Betas.
Betas.
B-tuz.
Tuz. Yeah. Vitas.
Beads?
Bees?
Betas. B-E-T-A-S. A beta.
Oh, you mean betas?
They don't allow betas in here.
No. What do they allow?
Betas.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This bit's going great.
I'm just making Arrested Development jokes because I'm not funny. So
I was trying to make a Simpsons reference at some point. Anyways, right. I've been playing some betas, as you Yanks call it.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, I played some more of that Homefront beta before it ended on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
I got more into that game. I kind of started to see what it was going for. I mentioned it last week after the Pan and Koic interview, and some of the pieces started to click. And maybe having the actual game in hand and a single player kind of tutorialize some of the stuff, it would make more sense. You can customize your gun in the middle of a match. It's meant to be much more co-op, more like Left 4 Dead than it is to be like a Call of Duty kind of matchmaking. But it still was just... Some of the map design was crap. Some of the animations were just straight up missing. There's one map I played 2 or 3 times, and it was infiltration. So the emphasis was kind of on being silent and not seen, but there were times where you just had to fight.
Yeah.
And you went to this walled-in facility, and you couldn't get into it. And you have to go underneath a blown-out building, through a sewer, and up through a sewer grate that is not obvious unless someone... I had to be shown where it was, because I couldn't find it. I had someone to... First time in probably years I've interacted with somebody on Xbox Live via voice chat, where he was telling me where to go and guiding me, and I was sitting there listening to him. And he was... good on him for being nice. I couldn't find it. He was the only one who could, but he was down and had to be revived. When you do that, you clear the base, and then you walk with these vehicles, and you have to kind of clear the enemies out of the way, and then that's how you beat the level. At least I assume. I've never beaten it. Because at one point, and this is what killed me the first time I played it, and killed my teammates and then me the second time I played it. At one point, you're following these vehicles down a road, and granted, again, this is a beta. It's not out until May. It's not even March, so they've got a few months to fix some of these things. You get to a point and you're essentially getting stopped and enemies pop out and you have to kill these enemies and then your vehicles move on. The vehicles almost gun it and kind of go to a point where you almost have to run to keep up with them. And if you don't, an enemy vehicle will come up behind them and it will essentially come up next to you. Your vehicle cover is way ahead of you, getting killed. Probably some of your teammates are over there, and this vehicle just stops and just sits there and shoots you. Except there's very little animation showing it shooting you, so you just fall down. You just take damage and fall down. You have to wait. You just sit there and watch your body, waiting for your teammates to either all die or come in to revive you. Yeah. Your teammates can't really see it because it's nighttime. This thing is dark, and you don't know it, but if you just shoot the vehicle a lot, it'll eventually blow up. It's just kind of... It's weird to see such a modern kind of co-op shooter design with just really hard stop problems like that.
Yeah.
So I'm really hoping that they fix stuff like that.
Yes.
Because the last time I played, everyone was down. All my teammates didn't know to run and keep up because they had never played that level before. And so I turn around, they're all dead. So I rush back. I know that vehicle's there, so I rush back, hide behind a planter, but as soon as I stand up, it starts shooting me again. So I run over, revive one, hide behind the planter, and then as soon as I stand up, he's already been killed because he was standing out in the open. So as soon as he stood up, it shot him again. And as soon as I run out to go help someone else, I get shot and we die. So that's frustrating.
Yeah.
I got into another beta, which kind of stole my focus from Homefront. Not that was hard to do. I can't really talk much about it. It's the Fables Legends closed beta.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's. I technically can't say anything about it because I'm NDA'd.
Sure.
So, it doesn't look bad. It actually looks really good, but.
You've already said too much.
Yeah, come at me. Your game looks good. But is that not a Lionhead game? Right? After Fable 3 they stopped making those games? Isn't that a Microsoft-owned IP? Or am I making that up?
I have no clue.
Or Peter Molyneux left Lionhead, and they're still making Fable, right?
Maybe.
Because he works for 22 Cans, which is just a hilarious name for a company.
Yeah.
22 cans or 22 cans?
22 cans.
All right.
No Fruit Loops.
All right.
22 cans.
Yeah, 22 cans. I mean,
oh man, now I just
know.
want to start making video games so I can have 22 Cans as my
your
studio
production
name.
company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the final beta I got into today, which is an open beta today, is the Division beta.
Ooh.
Which today it came out for Xbox One, tomorrow's PC and PS4. I think it's just open this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I don't know, but I did play a little bit of that. I didn't really get past. I got through the tutorial where you get to your base. It's the same as the closed. It looked and played exactly like the closed beta did a couple weeks ago. So that game seems real neat. That game seems like MMO-ish, kind of like how Destiny did, but
it seems like maybe the people that made the Division looked at Destiny and they were like, let's learn from their mistakes.
Yeah, I wonder what they thought. Like, I want to be in their meeting rooms the day after Destiny came out.
I'm going to be like, we're going to delay this, right? This needs to be better than that, you know?
Or, like, do you think every time a Destiny patch and, like, a Destiny, especially something like big DLC would come out, they'd all, like, huddle around and download it? Because you know that's exactly what probably happened.
Yeah.
Like, somewhere wherever they made the Division, I don't know, Montreal or France or wherever, whichever.
Competition.
Yeah. Man. But that game actually seems real neat, and I don't really like MMOs too much. Mm-hmm. I like RPGs. I like games I can do by myself.
Yeah.
And I like the idea of randomly grouping up, or even something about RPGs are a little too stilted for me.
All right.
This felt real nice. This didn't feel too generic. I thought it had its nice little own world. Everything just kind of fit together nicely. Granted, I only played it for like an hour, but it felt good. So I'll keep playing that, and I wonder if you can play online multiplayer with that in the beta. The beta. A lot of the stuff seemed closed off. Like, there's a crafting station. It's like, nope, not available. Like, there's a security part of your base. Like, not available. So some of that stuff's just not there, and I wondered what's missing. But it seemed interesting. Seemed neat. That's been about it. Oh, and more sleeping dogs. But
cool.
Yeah,
sure.
That one's fun.
Yeah.
But that's been it. Hey, John.
Hi.
What interactive entertainment have you been putting in front of your face?
I just keep playing the Digimon. Have I talked about Digimon on the podcast?
Last week?
I totally did.
Yeah.
God, that game is still good.
Who's in your crew?
Right now?
Who's running with you?
Manga Anjuman.
What? Is he just like a comic book?
Is it manga or
I have no clue.
Magna?
Sure.
I don't know. I think it's probably Magna, and I'm just being a fucking weeaboo.
Is he a volcano? Is he like a volcano with wings?
No, it's not magma.
Do you want to look it up?
No.
No.
Nope.
Because we said both, so it's either one of those. Who cares?
Yeah.
Chroma? No. I don't remember what it's called, but you remember from the Digimon movie, the like spider-looking motherfucker that turns into
the
like
virus?
The
thing?
virus.
Yeah.
I have the version of that where it's still like a spider, not like the mega form, but like the one before that. I have that. And Datamon.
Oh, Digimon with like the dome, the glass dome. Yeah,
yes,
that guy's cool.
That sounds cool. I like domes.
Yeah.
This guy is cool.
Yeah, the spider-looking thing. It has a special ability that whenever you're in any battle, there's a 20% chance of an insta-kill. So I've just been fucking going for it.
20% chance?
Yeah.
Wow.
I have just been going for it.
Yeah, because 1 in 5 chance you just win.
Yeah, it's really good.
Does that work against like boss monsters?
Yep.
Wow.
That seems game breaking.
it would be game breaking if it wasn't also really fun. So
that's kind of cool.
I mean, I don't actually think it's 20% because it doesn't, or maybe it goes down against bosses because it's only happened a couple of times and I've been against bosses, but it happens on a pretty reasonable amount when I'm against normal monsters, so it might just like lower the percentage against bosses. Mm-hmm. But no, it feels real good just strolling up to a boss, hitting him once, and then just done.
See ya. Underleveled? What? No.
I mean, I am at the right levels, which is even funnier because I'll just be like, oh, this could either be a slight challenge or I could be done in a minute. Like I'll win no matter what, but it feels good to just get it done and over with. It makes me feel powerful. I'm just like, I don't even need to waste time on your ass. I would win even if I did try, but I don't have to.
Sorry, to randomly go back, Ryan, did you say you were taking a video game criticism class?
Yeah. It's called Video Game Culture and Criticism, and it's a media studies course.
Okay, who do you learn more from? John and I in this website, or that classroom?
You know, it depends. Like, if you want to like, here's some really pretentious scholarly academic stuff, then sure, that class talking about fucking people arguing about what a game mechanic is, but
that sounds fucking like the worst thing ever.
It's not as bad as I make it sound. But, like, I don't know. Like, I'd say I learn a lot from that class, but as, like, someone who's here, like, writing editorials about games and reviewing games, a lot of it is way more information than I would ever, like, need to relate to someone in that context. Mm-hmm. Like, it helps me understand, like, you know, like, games and narrative and, like, how to, like, construct, like, a game from, like, a bare-bones standpoint and, like, stuff like that, and, the second half of the semester is about, like, game culture, like, you know, like, why is streaming important? Like, why did that become a thing? Like, how did this happen? Like things like that, and, like, why is Steam
back in the day, there was a thing called Ustream and a thing called Justin TV, and
exactly.
Both of them sucked donkey ass.
Yeah, so, I mean, it depends. I think it's a very interesting course. Like I said, I'm definitely learning a lot, but none of it is ever the kind of thing that I would, like, put in an article for a site. Like, I've never be, according to Heigman's theory of game mechanics,
Heigman?
Street Fighter V actually sucks because its mechanics aren't in line with its aesthetics and bullshit like that. Like, I'm not gonna do
that. All sounds like that all sounds like theory that in a classroom is really interesting, but as soon as you actually sit down with a video game that isn't Papers, Please or isn't Journey and actually makes money and works in this industry, you're gonna sit there and be like, wait, all these things you told me are wrong.
Yeah, like some of it is
Legal
that.
Legends makes the most money. What are you talking about?
Yeah, like some of it's definitely like that, but we started talking about narrative, and we're talking about, like, BioShock and, like, Kingdom Hearts and
what
else? LA Noire and
you talk about Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
All right, never mind. John, go ahead. No, it's fine. John, go ahead and go back.
I'm just imagining me in that class, and someone starts talking about like strong narrative, and I just appear in, like, my fucking Monokuma shirt, and I'm just like, hello everybody. Would you like me to ruin this class for you?
Let me just interject one last thing. The only reason we're talking about Kingdom Hearts is because it's, like, transmedia storytelling, where, like, it's characters and stuff from, like, franchises that previously existed, like, before the game, and because it's a really good example of that kind of thing. But we also...
So how often do you talk about Skylanders, then?
Never, but we are talking about Her Story, and my professor doesn't think Her Story is a game. She thinks it's an interactive fiction. So there you go.
Oh boy. Oh boy, I'm gonna have a hernia. I was about to say, like, if your professor just like didn't like it, I would have been like,
no.
Someone in academia agrees with me, but she doesn't think it's a game.
No, she said she enjoys it, but she doesn't think it should be classified as a game. But she also doesn't think interactive fiction is, quote, sexy enough a term to, like, sell it, so it has to be called a game. So, I don't know. Anyway, John, you were talking about something before we went off on this
I don't think I could talk anymore. I think I'm done talking forever.
God,
no, I mean, I don't know. Digimon's still really good. I've just been playing that and watching a bunch of Lupin the Third during my downtime because I've been...
Good stuff.
I might have mentioned that I've been stressed recently. I'm like twice as stressed as I have been before. So I've just been trying to chill. I was going to get Street Fighter V, but I'm kind of broke right now.
Also, it's kind of
broke.
the
game is broken.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna see how my paycheck is, and if it's good, then I might go get it. If not, I might just wait until March, when the like challenge mode and like online lobbies come out.
Yeah, when the game is
when the game is complete,
acceptable. Yes. Oh no, the game's not complete till like June.
Yeah, because that's when the story mode comes out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, fantastic!
And if there are people out there who are saying it has the story mode, that is not a story mode. That is interactive fiction.
Jeez.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about some of the things that are broken in that game?
Yeah, I guess we could just move on. I was gonna jokingly mention that I played a little bit of Smart Ball. That's interactive fiction. That's a great game.
What is Smart Ball? I've never heard of
It's a Super Nintendo game where you play as a slime, like a slime monster named Jerry. Because the game was originally called in Japan. It was originally called Jerry Boy because it was supposed to be like Jelly Boy, but they called it Jerry. But yeah, Smart Ball. You play as this little slime named Jerry, and you roll up balls inside of you and you shoot them, and it's just a pretty good platformer. I don't know. It's fun.
It's a ball collecting game.
Yeah, you collect some balls. You shoot them. You can pick up You can pick up the letters Jerry, and you get an extra life.
I think I've seen this. Have you played this?
I haven't.
Oh, I've seen this before. Somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Maybe someone played it somewhere. But no, it's fun. It's a good game. It's a Super Nintendo game.
Ball collecting.
I mean, it's not like you're hoarding the balls. You're firing them at your enemies.
Maybe you are.
I don't know. Are you gonna do like 100% ball collecting run?
I'm not even.
Ball?
Move on.
Okay.
0 X presses.
No balls lost. Smart ball run.
Never get hit. Dark Souls. Do you see that guy who did that?
Uh-huh. Yeah. He immediately went back to playing it right after he was done. I would have just went to bed. I would have been like, all right, good night, everybody. Just kept playing it. People need to calm down about Dark Souls.
Yeah.
Dark Souls 3 comes out later this year.
It's gonna be good.
Isn't that like next month?
It's like May.
It might be. I think it's April. Let me look it up.
It's in our calendar. I think.
I'm going to be playing it March 24th. So next
I was
month.
right.
Fuck! Holy shit!
Jeez, soon.
Well, at least I know what March will be about.
Yep. It's gonna be good.
All right, I guess we should talk about some news. Yeah, I'll go into the Street Fighter news. There's some good news, some bad news, and then there's some interesting news about the fighting game community in general. Mm-hmm. So I'll start off with the good news.
Yeah, let's start Posy.
Yes, let's start Posy.
Mm-hmm.
There's an interesting event that happened over the past week. Rapper Lupe Fiasco got involved in some Street Fighter nonsense recently.
Kick, push, coast. That's his song. That's the song.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So he tweeted just about watching Evo and thinking that Daigo Umehara, who is the considered the greatest Street Fighter player maybe of all time, Like, if you've ever seen that video of Evo Moment 37, that's him. Like, he's incredible.
You mean the one where he like blocks all the shots, right?
Yeah, all the parries. Now, if you don't know Street Fighter, that wasn't just him like pressing block. He had to tap the button every single time to block every single one of those moves. So that's impressive. He knew the exact timing for every single one of Chun-Li's kicks. During this, like, after Lupe tweeted a little bit about, being interested in Evo and Daigo, Markman Julio...
Oh, he's the guy who works at Mad Catz.
We'll get to that.
Oh.
But he tweeted to Lupe Fiasco and said, "Hey, I work for Mad Catz. I represent Daigo. Would you like to play Street Fighter against him?" And eventually they set up a it was like a launch event in San Francisco where Lupe Fiasco and Daigo played Street Fighter V, and Lupe Fiasco won. It was
sort of.
It was 3-2, and it was a very, very good match. It was very fun to watch. People think, and it is pretty. It's not that hard to imagine that Daigo probably threw the match.
There's a few rumors, or the prevailing winds seem to say that Daigo thought it would be best of 5 or best of 7. I don't remember. I didn't watch it, and there's apparently some confusion when Lupe wins a round, and people are thinking that Daigo wasn't giving it his all just to let Lupe win, so there'd be some hype. And then when Lupe won and won the whole thing, apparently he didn't realize that.
Oh,
that's what I've heard. I don't know.
If you watch the match like as it happened, what definitely did happen was Lupe beat him in that last round, and he was ready to keep going because Lupe Fiasco definitely thought that there was at least 1 or 2 more rounds, but.
And if you really watch, Daigo's head goes back and to the left. And to me, that indicates that there was another round coming from in front of the television.
Shut up.
Front and right of the television.
Oh, my God.
So he was... What?
But no, even no matter what, if there was confusion, if Daigo threw it...
It doesn't matter.
Whatever.
It
was very fun. It sold more copies of that game. Like, you could see people in comment threads being like, "I've never been into Street Fighter, but that was really fun. I might pick this game up. I might watch Evo." Like,
They should just watch Evo, apparently.
Yeah, we'll get to that. But it was still a fun event. I would recommend, if you just look up Lupe Fiasco Street Fighter V, you'll find that on YouTube or whatever. It is still a fun watch.
That is something I think games seem to be better about, and it's something fighting games are best at, and that's not just cultivating their community, but interacting with their community in a way that I think no other medium does.
Yeah. And
there are plenty of other games that could do that, but don't. And Dota and League kind of do it, but they do it in kind of an icky celebrity esports way. Whereas when you watch Lupe Fiasco in a crowded room sitting next to Daigo, it's no, he's just there hanging out. Yeah. And watching Lupe freak out because Daigo shows up is that's dope, because he's oh yeah, of course Daigo's just like me, he's just kind of crazy into this game. Then you're oh, and so is Lupe. We're all just the same. We're all marks for this game.
Yeah, like the commentary was even pointing out, they were Lupe is this big name rapper, and they were the only difference between him and us right now is that he had to take off a super expensive watch before he started playing. They were he's a part of the fighting game community now. Yeah. When he beat Daigo, he jumped up. He I guess he had a never be game over jacket from Konami, and he put it on Daigo, and then right after he did that, he just ran over and jumped onto the couch that Mike Ross was on and just started wrestling with Mike Ross. It was he became a part of the fighting game community. He'll probably show up at Evo, Jamie Lee Curtis does.
Yeah.
Once you're in the fighting game community, that's just you're just there to have fun.
Yeah, I wish other communities around video games were better at that. And some of it's the Mad Catz and Capcom know that they need to cultivate that, otherwise they die. So
absolutely. I mean, like fighting games aren't a perfect community, but I think they are the most engaging and welcoming big name community that I can think of.
They're hype.
Yeah, the hype is real.
Yeah, and real. I mean, like, before this, I had never, like, watched anything fighting games related ever in my entire life. And then I watched this match, and I was like, that's like the most insane thing I've ever seen. Like, I need to do more of this.
You need to watch some Evo highlights. Like, Evo is better than the Super Bowl. Like, Evo is better. And I know, like, a lot you maybe don't like sports, but I'm saying, like, in terms of, like, hype and how into it you can get over something you maybe don't really ever watch. Mm-hmm. Like, it's because it is so basic, because it is, like, do beats up other do health bar, done. You can get, like, real into it real quick.
Yeah, like the Super Bowl will have a few cool moments, but the hype is pretty consistently there during Evo.
They do a better job of building storylines. Mm-hmm. And they resolve themselves so quickly, because they resolve themselves over like a few hours of like, you probably will recognize like one or two names, like someone like Daigo, and then someone will be like, oh, this guy's playing a character, like you'll start seeing people playing the same characters, and then you'll be like, oh, but this guy plays someone different. I like this guy. Yeah. He's playing differently, and you'll start rooting for that person in your head. And like, you start your own storylines, and the announcers also recognize that stuff, so it gets real easy to just fucking waste an entire week in June watching Evo.
No, it's July. It's July.
Is it July? Okay.
It's always the week of my birthday, so that's always pretty fun. There's a good birthday present to me is Evo.
Here, watch some Marvel.
Oh God, I don't want to watch that.
I like watching Marvel. Anyways, let's move on.
Marvel's fun sometimes.
Let's move on.
But yeah, so the bad news about Street Fighter. That game launched, and it launched broken.
It's busted.
Broken and like incomplete. Missing pieces. It's like the Turbo Man doll that Arnold Schwarzenegger gets from that weird factory. Speaking Spanish, and like the arm falls out.
Jesus.
Me hombre de Turbo Man.
But no, it's ¿Dónde
está la biblioteca?
We kind of already knew that this was coming, but there's no challenge mode. There's no online lobbies.
There are, but only for 2 people.
Yeah, there's no like lobbies. It's just 1v1.
Yeah.
We're not getting the story mode until June.
Yeah, and what's in there is kind of abysmal.
Yeah, like the art in that game is fucking garbage. Like,
apparently, it's like the character models look terrific, but the background models, like anything in the background besides the backgrounds themselves, doesn't look very good.
No, that's not.
Some of the character models in the backgrounds don't look very good.
Maybe, but I'm more talking about like the stuff for the little story things that are for all the different characters. Like the art for that is unquestionably terrible.
Yes.
Like, oh my God. And it's especially a bummer because the artist is like one of Capcom's most prolific artists. Like, he did all the art for like Marvel vs. Capcom 2 and Darkstalkers, and all that stuff is still like really great and iconic. But this is just terrible. Like, I'm 90% sure they asked him to do this like over the course of a week, and he just did like churn it all out and was oh fuck.
It looks like first pass art. Like art you do, like, oh, the main characters look like the main characters, but stuff in the background just looks plain. Just like you threw it, you're like, oh, there needs to be 10 more ninjas here. Like, all right, I'll draw the same ninja over and over and over again. Mm-hmm. Like, he didn't have a second or third pass of his details or someone else's.
Sure. It's just a real shame.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, that's pretty much why I didn't run out and buy it.
And then, like, the servers are up, but it's impossible to find a match. Mm-hmm. You can rage quit. There's no penalty right now. Mm-hmm. The second player boob physics that were a glitch and that Capcom acknowledged was a bug and would be fixed is still in there.
Yeah, from, like, one of the first... I think that was just when people were playing it at E3. I remember people talking about that back at E3.
Yeah, I remember hearing it at E3, and then I remember seeing it after the first or second beta. Mm-hmm. And then Then there's just like, I have a problem with the way a lot of the women are designed because I think it's kind of disgusting.
Yeah.
So, like, it sucks that I can't, like, I mean, I don't own the game. I've seen footage of it, but it sucks that, like, we can't get to that conversation because the servers won't connect, essentially. Like, you can't get there. There is, like, endless mode, but if the servers disconnect, it will dump you out of endless mode, not save your progress, and you have to start over again.
Fantastic.
There's also been a bunch of like server resets that get rid of all your fight money, but don't reset your story mode stuff. So if you've already beaten the story mode, you might not get your fight money back, and that's like what you use to buy DLC characters.
So you can only play a character's story mode once and get fight money for it. And if you lose that fight money and it says you've already beaten this, you can't get it back. So, yeah, a lot of this seems just... I mean, I don't know if you said it earlier, if we said this before the call started, but you said it earlier, John, that this came out for tournaments.
Yeah, like, right now, this is for pro players, too, because the Capcom Cup starts very soon. So people need to start practicing their characters. They need to learn this game. That's what's important to them. But for people who just want to get into it, like... They have the challenge, like the challenges are to teach you basic combos for each character, but if you already know how to play these games, you can mash out bread and butter combos and then figure things out from there, just because you know these things so well already, or you've already been playing the game for a while, like either through the betas or Capcom has let you play it because you're a professional player. Like, right now that game is not for normal person consumption. It is
I wouldn't even say it's for like you who is a fighting game fan.
It's not. Yeah, like that's the thing is that like I had this internal struggle where I was like, man, I really love fighting games and I've been looking forward to Street Fighter V for a while, but even I don't want to play it yet because I'm not rolling up to tournaments. I'm not that good. You know, like maybe someday I could be that good, but there's no way that I could do that. There's no way I could learn Street Fighter V in the way that it is right now.
Yeah. There's not even like there is. I think I don't know if you'd call it a tutorial, but there is something that walks you through, like what Ryu's V trigger is, but it only does it for Ryu, and everyone's V trigger is different.
Yeah.
So
but that's what challenge mode would do. It'd be like, oh, use the V trigger. Now use it in this situation. Now do this combo. Like that's what challenges do, and those aren't in the game at launch.
Yeah, it's very clear this is not meant for anybody but pros, and I think that is a terrible thing to do. That tells me you only care about those people, and in the age of esports and in the age of like. You see the problem in other games like Hearthstone, League of Legends, you know, even in Call of Duty, is trying to cater to the complete pros and the people who want to watch them, but also to cater to newcomers. You have to have new players. I don't know how you get new players with this game. As someone who likes fighting games but is very, very not good at them, I don't know if I could ever buy this game. Because a month from now, when Challenge Mode has come out, everyone who bought this game has gotten a month better or has stopped playing, leaving even better players. A month after that, when the Story Mode comes out, which is probably what I'd play most of, it's even a month older and a month better at playing that game.
Yeah.
So how does a newcomer or even someone like me who has played Street Fighter most of his life, how do I can never buy this game until it's real cheap and I can, you know, muster through the story mode. Like, it's not for me, and that really, really sucks.
Yeah.
So I guess I'll wait till it's $40 in like a year and then pick it up. Or like with the other one, at least with Street Fighter 4, and I know they're not doing it with this one, but at least with the other one I could pick up the Ultra Edition or Super Street Fighter 4, get a lot of those characters, get it for cheaper, and kind of feel like I'm getting more bang for my buck. And at least I know there are newcomers coming in at around the same time, you know, and I don't feel like that'll ever happen with this because they're not doing that anymore. Which, hey, that's a good thing, but it almost shuts out new players.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yes.
I definitely hear frustrations, and that's why I keep banging in the challenge mode nail, because that is something they should have done that is something that they should have focused on. Like, if like, of course, it should have launched with solid servers because of all those fucking betas that they put on.
Yeah, but you can't always, like, account for that. You know, we've
seen... of course, but I mean, like, the extent that these servers are broken. Like, I would understand some, like, a little, like, day one hitchiness, but, like, it's been a couple days, and it's still not just broken, it is, like, unresponsive.
Yeah, or even stuff like no rage quit penalties.
Yeah. Like
the little bug of the boobs bouncing is one thing, that's a bug, but it's not tier 1 priority. If this is not fixed, the game isn't playable. But no rage quit penalty just by itself is unplayable online.
Yeah, like a lot of these
why wouldn't you quit?
A lot of these things aren't just like, come on, Capcom, shame on you. Like, this isn't just like, get your act together. This is... y'all's game is fucked right now.
Yeah, like this is $60.
Yes.
And it's also in an era where Mortal Kombat set a new standard for story modes. Mm-hmm. It's in an era where, like, smaller fighting games are eating Street Fighter's lunch. Well, maybe not completely, but, like...
they're getting there.
Man, how do you... I know Street Fighter is the game, but I almost kind of wish Mortal Kombat had waited a year. Because if it had come out more recently, I would say, like, no, that's the one to play.
Yeah.
Or I wish there was a new Marvel versus Capcom coming, or something to at least shake Capcom awake and say, you're doing it wrong. And maybe this will be enough.
I don't know. I hope they fix their shit. Because, like I said, I really, really, really want to get into this game.
Yeah.
Not yet. Not this way. I'm gonna at least wait like a week or two, because I don't know. I mean, there are people that I know that do play these games, like fucking Mask. I've talked to him on Twitter a couple of times, and he's just like, "Dude, you want to play some Street Fighter?" And I'm like, "I don't got it yet." So, you know, the inbox champ has to kick my ass. You know,
someone has to.
Someone has to.
Yeah, it's a shame.
Yeah,
that's just a big shame.
All right, and the last fighting game thing that I will talk about this week. We mentioned Markman earlier in the podcast. He was basically the PR rep for Mad Catz. Mm-hmm. Well, we talked, was it last week or the week before, about those Mad Catz layoffs?
That was last week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, we talked about the Mad Catz layoffs, and we did not know this, but Markman was one of the people laid off at Mad Catz, and this is just especially surprising considering just like how a prolific and ingrained part of Mad Catz in the fighting game community that he was. He actually last Evo made an announcement that he said that he was thinking about finding somewhere else to go. He was like, I want to figure something out, but it just feels like it happened too soon, because he got laid off like right when Street Fighter V was coming out. Like, Markman is maybe one of the most in the know people about fight sticks. Mm-hmm. That just seems like a really boneheaded move to be like, hey, this brand new fighting game just came out. Let's lay off the guy who knows everything about fight sticks.
Yeah.
I have to imagine that they looked at numbers and just said, we can't keep, like, we sell X number of fight sticks without them anyways, so get rid of them. Like that like from a pure business standpoint, it's like, why do we have him on when we still sell sticks anyways? We're like the manufacturer, so why not?
Well, yeah, I mean,
it's a dumb move. It makes them look pretty callous.
Definitely. But he doesn't seem too shaken up over it. He might have something lined up already. Like, I don't know. Like, he's wearing a Sony hat in his Twitter icon. Like, I wouldn't be too surprised if he went to Sony for Street Fighter stuff, or like if he's gonna help them with maybe Tekken stuff, because that's where he got his start in Tekken.
Yeah, he's a big Tekken dude.
Yeah, so maybe he just goes to work with Bandai Namco. Maybe he just goes to work for Twitch, because a lot of fighting game people are working for Twitch. I think Mike Ross works for Twitch. I know D1, that famous Smash Bros. Commentator, he works for Twitch. Like, he'll find somewhere to go. He is a prolific enough dude. He will land on his feet. It's just still really surprising that they let him go right when Street Fighter was coming out.
Yeah.
I think he announced he was leaving the same day that the Daigo Lupe Fiasco stuff happened. So he was like, this is my last thing that I'm doing for Mad Catz. I'm running this with Daigo because I'm still basically his man in the US. I remember seeing Markman posting pictures on Twitter of him going to Japan because he would have to go there all the time to manage Daigo in tournaments. So that's how ingrained he was with Mad Catz. Daigo is still being sponsored by Mad Catz, but Markman has nothing to do with that anymore.
Weird.
But yeah, he in his tweets he was just oh yeah, no, I'm fine. I'm gonna be able to spend more time with my daughter. So that's nice for him. That's good for him that he's gonna be able to spend more time with his kid. So
yeah, he didn't seem too worried about it.
Yeah. All right, but let's move on to some other news. Michael, how about you do yours?
Hi, hello.
Hello.
Yes. Hi, Michael.
Have you guys heard of this company? It's called Bethesda.
Kind of.
They make video games.
They did that Wetworks game, right? Right?
Wet.
Wet.
They did wet.
They did wet.
Okay, whatever.
Let's not speak of wet.
We don't have to.
No, I don't want to remember that game. So there was this game they made called Fallout 4.
Sure.
It's somewhat contentious. Some people really like it. Some people think it's and some people didn't like it at all.
Yes.
It's gonna have DLC.
Uh-oh.
And they have announced some changes with their DLC structure, or how it was structured before, and they announced what and when and how much for at least a first round of DLC. This seems like this won't be all that there is. In fact, if this is all that there is, then that's 30. Yeah, this can't be all that there is. So the first thing that's happening is they are raising their season pass price. Initially, it was $29.99. It will stay $29.99 until March 1st. So if you're listening to this and you're thinking about getting any of the DLC I'm about to list, maybe go ahead and pick up the season pass and then just get all of it and don't worry about it. Fallout 3 had some decent DLC, some really good stuff, and some really mediocre stuff. Skyrim certainly had some great DLC that added some unique features, like building houses and stuff.
New Vegas had really good DLC.
Yeah, they're known for it. So if something, especially the more expensive stuff, sounds good, just go get it now. Because after March 1st, it's going to be $49.99. So if you own Fallout 4 and you liked it enough that you think you would be okay with going back into it, just pick it up for $30. I would say. I'm even thinking about doing it. I still haven't finished Fallout 4. So the three things that they have announced, the first one comes out next month, March. It's for $9.99. It's called Automatron. I feel like it should be called Automatron. Is it Automatron or Automatron? Automatron.
I don't know.
Robots, y'all.
Sure, story.
It sounds like you will be able to create and customize your own and mod your own robot and use it to fight robots that have taken over, or help fight robots that have taken over the Commonwealth. It'll add robot modifications and the ability to have a robot that follows you around. That sounds like the typical kind of medium Bethesda DLC where there's some story. Here's a new little add-on thing. Have fun. Then there's the Wasteland Workshop, which comes out this April. That's for $4.99. That allows you to capture enemies in the Wasteland and then use it to fight. I don't know if you fight other players or if you fight NPCs, but fight NPCs and or other players with their captured enemies. So kind of like Pokemon. The image which I added onto the news story has like a death claw coming out of a huge like trap. And it has like something on a sign on the side that says "Live Death Claw Fights." Yeah. So it actually seems kind of cool and kind of neat, and for it to be the cheap one to have the most interesting add-on. Yeah. It'll also add a bunch of objects, which is usually what the smaller packs tend to add. And some of those objects tend to be like quirky and weird. And then there's Far Harbor, which comes out in May, and that's for $24.99. So if you got the Season's Pass Now for $30, it pays for all of this, not to mention whatever else comes out. This is a new Nick Valentine case, and will actually take you up to Maine. They called it the biggest add-on map that they've ever made.
Well, for $25, I'd hope so.
Yeah, and it sounds like a completely new storyline or Nick Valentine case. So that sounds pretty dope to me. And go into a completely separate place sounds very, DLC Fallout-ish. So yeah, there are no words that about anything else though. No words about mod support for consoles. No words about any other DLC because this can't be it because this doesn't add up to $50. And really no other information other than DLC stuff.
Yeah.
But they did go to DICE, and Todd Howard went to DICE, and in a DICE talk mentioned how Fallout 4 still has a secret that nobody has found yet.
Ooh.
And then also mentioned that there are 3, quote, long-term projects being developed right now at Bethesda. He wouldn't confirm. He did mention their new Montreal studio, but he wouldn't confirm if they're working on anything. And when someone asked him if it was Fallout 5, he just chuckled. So I don't know what that means. I know Bethesda tends to take a very long time on their games. Yes. I can't imagine that they take the tech in Fallout 4 and then just make Fallout 5. So
I highly doubt it, unless it was like Fallout New Vegas 2.
Yeah,
I bet.
I mean, that's not them.
Intermediary.
Yeah, that was someone else.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm thinking that it's probably an Elder Scrolls game. Because why wouldn't that be in development?
Yeah.
I bet as a publisher, they probably have a spin-off of Fallout coming out. I don't think maybe they're helping development but that would be a long-term project. And then if I was them, I would be working on something new.
Yeah, new
so I would love it if they worked on something new. I would love it if they also worked on something new and fixed all their bugs. But, I guess if you've got to choose, I think I would still choose the bugs. But hey, they're making at least 3 new projects. So
yeah.
The cynical version would be they're making an Elder Scrolls game, a Fallout game, and then something new. But non-cynical, maybe they're just working on a bunch of new stuff. So
yeah, who knows?
But that's it. That's the Bethesda update. You can get a bunch of DLC soon.
All right. Ryan.
Yeah.
What's your news?
Well, y'all remember at E3 last year when Aisha Tyler pulled some poor cosplaying sap out of the audience and tried to make him into a meme, right?
The paid cosplaying sap?
Yes.
Who they planted and supposedly gave lines and then didn't read those lines correctly?
Yes. That one.
How can I forget?
Well, I remember that poor sap, Aisha Tyler, getting fucking screwed over.
Yep. Well, anyway, I hope you got your fill of that last year, because we probably won't be seeing it for a little while, because Assassin's Creed for the foreseeable future is no longer going to be a yearly title. Ubisoft or whatever you want to call them, they have in an investor presentation made the announcement that Assassin's Creed won't be on a yearly schedule anymore. As some of y'all know, I don't know if y'all talked about this last week, this year they are focusing on Watch Dogs 2 for whatever reason. I never realized that first one was popular enough to get a sequel, but
it sold over 10 million copies.
Well, there you go. But yeah, after 7 years of getting an Assassin's Creed game every year since the second one, the chief executive of Ubisoft, I don't know how to pronounce his name. Yves Guillemot.
Guillemot. I don't know. I've heard it pronounced before.
Yeah. He said that they have decided to not release things on a yearly basis, and instead just like how normal people release games, is because they want to make sure developers, quote, could really work on the property and all the mechanics to make sure we could take the series to another level. So really what this sounds like is they got tired of people saying, hey, your game is shipping glitched and buggy and just generally bad, and they have decided to take more time on the Assassin's Creed series to make them better games. They haven't really announced, what their immediate plans for the future are, aside from Watch Dogs 2. The next Assassin's Creed game, whenever that'll be, will probably be what's called Empire, Assassin's Creed Empire.
They have said that the next Assassin's Creed will be 2017.
2017. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
That one's going to take place in Egypt, I guess.
That's the rumor. They haven't confirmed that the next one is.
All right.
Empire is the working title. I bet that's not the final name, and that's just rumor that it'll be in Egypt.
All right, fair enough. I guess you kind of know more about that than I do, but I don't know. The chief financial officer of Ubisoft said that they want to make sure Assassin's Creed can deliver, quote, unique and memorable gameplay experiences, which I assume they don't mean the kind of gameplay experience where your character's hair clips through the side of their head and their eyes fly out of their skull.
That's pretty memorable.
Yeah, no, it is, but I'm sure it's not the kind of memorable that they're trying to get out there. But I don't know. I mean, I never really got into the Assassin's Creed games, but I was always kind of aware that not everyone, but some people maintain that the series has sort of gradually declined in quality. And, that's easy to see when these games are shipping with all these bugs that would have been really probably easy to fix if they had spent, just a little more time on it. So, I don't know. Hopefully they'll get that series back to, I guess, kind of where it was in terms of good critical standing before it kind of went on a downhill slide. But, time will tell. I guess we'll wait until 2017 and see if it was worth it.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you very much for this Assassin's Creed update.
Oh yeah.
Now we get Watch Dogs every other year.
Hell yes.
They need something to fill in that income.
All right, so Michael, would you like to choose some questiones from the inboxes that we receive questions from?
Some questions.
Some questions.
Yes, you can also send in questions if you're hearing my voice to podcast@videogamechoochoo.com, or you can go to videogamechoochoo.tumblr.com/ass. Yeah, if you just go to /ass, you just get a picture of John's ass.
No, you do not. Don't false advertise, okay?
I'm going to buy that URL and...
No.
Don't.
Please no.
Put your booty up.
I could probably code that into the Tumblr theme if you'll...
Stop!
First question comes from Anonymous, and it asks, what's preferable, a generic but competent game, or something more ambitious that falls short of its goals? I assume by ambitious and falls short, it makes it a bad game. Unless they mean something that has really good ideas and then just ends up being generic. Or ends up being average.
See, I read this question, and the way I read it, I kind of thought of something like the most recent article I wrote about for the Friday the 13th NES game. That game is definitely...
Good plug. Very good plug.
Hey, if you hadn't said anything, it would have been fine, you asshole. But
it's a very good plug.
Anyway, I was thinking about that because Friday the 13th for NES is definitely a game that fits into that second category where it's very ambitious. It tries to fit a lot into the framework of an NES game. Michael, you even said, I didn't include this in my article because it was more your thoughts, but you said that it was kind of like a proto-roguelike kind of game where your characters can, permanently die and you have to keep them alive and that sort of thing. But, I don't know, because I obviously remember Friday the 13th NES. Everything about that game is permanently burned into my mind, and as low quality as I think that game is at times, it is, like I said, very ambitious, and it has a weird kind of charm to it, I think, especially, with, like, Purple Jason and things like that, but, As to whether I would prefer playing a game like that or a generic game, I think I would actually go with the ambitious but flawed game, because then at least I'd have something to write about. So, I don't know. I guess that's my answer.
John?
As for me, when I read this, I read it as, like, I read ambitious but fall short as something like Binary Domain or something like that. One of those, like, middle-of-the-road games, like a AA game that doesn't hit every single note perfectly, but it does something so interesting, so new, that you'd never see in a AAA game, because it's experimental.
Yeah.
And, like, I wish all games were like that, Like, I mean, of course I kind of want there to be some room for your more standard AAA stuff, but the thing that I really dislike the most about this console generation is that because of how expensive creating games are, and how THQ doesn't exist anymore, and how Sega is, like, basically just trying to make Atlas make Persona 5 so they can survive. We don't have those kinds of games anymore, and that's what really bums me out. Like, everything has to be safe, or else a company will go under.
Yeah.
And that's what kills me. And that's why, it's way easier to play indie games, or to play, like, weirder Japanese games where they can sell only a couple 100,000 copies over here because it already sold a shit ton. Like, I would say that, like, maybe I would say that Digimon might be one of those more ambitious. Like, I wouldn't say that game's ambitious, because it's just kind of cobbling up a bunch of stuff from other more popular JRPGs.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't call it, like, generic. I also wouldn't call it one of the most competent games ever. But it's definitely... It's combining those things in a new way that is ambitious, at least for the franchise.
Yeah.
Like, that franchise was rough. Like, I had fond memories of the Digimon World games when I was younger, and I played them recently, and I was just like, oh. Oops. No.
Well, yeah, I agree that I think ambition is more fun, because at least someone is trying. And, something like Assassin's Creed was born out of an ambitious but flawed game, and then came Assassin's Creed 2, which people argue that or Brotherhood is the best in the franchise.
Yeah.
So as long as it does well enough, that sequel, that follow-up can really do wonders.
Yeah.
So, I like ambition. Pikachurez asks, if you can play any video game with any celebrity, which game would you pick, and with who? John?
Well...
John?
I mean, it would probably be pretty easy to play Street Fighter V with Lupe Fiasco now. So, that's not going to be my answer.
I would rather play Street Fighter V with Jamie Lee Curtis.
True. Yeah, she would probably be a lot of fun to play that with.
She'd probably kill me over and over and over
She's
again.
probably got a really good Vega.
She apparently plays Cammy.
Oh, does she?
Don't ask me why I know that.
Yeah, I just remember she cosplayed as Vega.
Yes.
But yeah, Cammy's probably pretty good in Street Fighter V. I don't know. I mean, I really like Smash Bros. So maybe just Smash Bros. With, like, Nick Cage or something. I'd just like to see him try to wrap his head around
Smash Bros. With Nick Cage sounds like the worst fan fiction.
Yeah, he'll just be like, so, what's Donkey Kong doing here? I don't know. We'll see.
Was that your Nick Cage impression?
It was kind of my Nick Cage impression.
All right. It just sounded like you were whispering into the microphone. I wasn't sure.
I mean, I don't know. I haven't watched Con Air in a while, so I kind of lost my Nick Cage
Con
impersonation.
Air, he has that really bad Southern accent. So.
Yeah, and that's why I found out that John Cusack is going to MegaCon this year.
You should.
We need to get a press pass for MegaCon, Michael, so we can go meet John Cusack.
All right, Ryan. What game would you play, and with what celebrity? Before I think about John Cusack some more.
I don't know. I was gonna say Pikachu's shout out, nice Achewood avatar. It's good. It's good. I like that comic a lot. But I'm a little frustrated because I was actually also going to say Nick Cage because that's the first thing I thought of. But maybe I don't know.
Nick Cannon.
What?
Nick Cannon.
No, not Nick Cannon.
Yep, congratulations.
I was maybe like James Woods just because I like his voice, or Steve Buscemi, because I like Steve Buscemi. What game would we play though? It can't be Smash Bros. Because John said that already. You know what? I'm on the Wikipedia page for Shrek Super Party right now. So I'm just gonna say Shrek Super Party with James Woods.
I'm not even gonna let you explain why you're on that. I'm not even gonna let you explain why you're on that Wikipedia page. Nope. I would play with John Boyega, who's the star of their Star Wars.
Yep.
And I would play probably something co-op. I don't know.
Yeah.
Dying Light.
Oh, see, you'd want to be cooperative with your celebrity. We're all ready to fight.
Because John Boyega seems like a cool dude. He seems like a guy you would just like hanging out with.
Sure, yeah.
He always seems real chipper and upbeat, and I feel like just sitting next to him playing a game, like even if you were having a hard time, because if you're playing a co-op game with somebody who like is real competitive or like, oh, let's beat this thing, it's, you know, that's not that fun. But if you're with somebody who's like, oh, I'm having fun, oh look, I got this hammer, it's electrified, like, yeah, John Boyega. Tell me about Harrison Ford. Tell me the Star Wars secrets. Who's Rey's mom? Who's her dad? Come on, fucking tell me. That's what I would do.
Yeah.
I mean,
Next,
I would just
nope. Next question.
No. I just want to say I would want to hang out with Nick Cage to ask him about that one time that he was like spotted at that anime convention or whatever.
He has been spotted at anime stores more than once.
Yes.
He would probably just start talking about anime.
Well, I want to hear his opinions.
Yeah.
Let me tell you about High School of the Dead, kids.
Oh boy.
Anonymous asks, we've been asked this before, or something along these lines. Infinite time and money. What kind of game do you make, and who makes it? I think John and I have asked this, so I'll just leave this one up to Ryan.
I know what kind of game I would make. I don't know who would make it. I think it'd be really cool to have not really like an X-Files kind of game, but like sort of LA Noire, but good, but also about like a UFO crash or something. Like you're playing like government agents and you go and have to like interrogate people about UFOs and stuff. I think that'd be really cool for some reason. So basically, if you took Deadly Premonition, LA Noire, and the X-Files and put them into some kind of terrible blender, and you came out with an investigative, paranormal interrogation game, that would be what it would be.
So that'd be kind of cool.
Who would you want to make it though?
I don't know. Who
Rockstar.
Yeah.
Rockstar.
Yeah, Rockstar would probably do a good job with that.
Yeah, probably.
And then they close the studio that made it. Anonymous asks, are your PUs aligned after last week? I'm sick. No. I think the PUs got me sick.
So you didn't do a 4 PU skip? You're not QPU aligned right now, Michael? Are you asking me if I smell? What are you asking me? Are we gonna have to rewatch the good ass video?
No, dude, I don't understand half that shit.
I've seen that video enough that I'm starting to understand it.
Yeah, it makes sense once you stop to think about it.
Yeah.
Which one of you is Tyler?
None of us are Tyler Caney.
Reveal the Tyler. Dr. Tracksuit asks, what do you guys think?
Not enough.
Too much.
I think that I ate too much pizza earlier.
Snapnapping asks, Pokemon, Digimon, or other. I assume snapnapping means like Pokemon, Digimon, Monster Rancher, that kind of vein.
Sure.
If I really had to choose, and by choose I mean like overall game, anime, everything, I would choose Digimon.
Okay, that's not unexpected for you.
What is that supposed to mean?
Nothing that you.
What is that supposed to mean? That's not unexpected for you. All right, what's your answer, John?
You like Digimon? That was
What's your answer? No,
okay,
I want to hear your answer. Everyone is waiting to hear what John thinks.
Can you back the fuck up?
Wow.
Tell me about your love of Pokemon, because I'm sure you're the only one. Don't link Shrek Super Party in the fucking chat, you ass. No, this fucking thing. No, John, answer the question so we can stop this podcast.
Okay, I mean, I've always loved Pokemon. I mean, but that's more just for the games, you know, like, or in the cards too. So I guess Pokemon.
I think Pokemon for me just has such a strong nostalgia that I recognize that so much as nostalgia. As, yeah, I can still enjoy the games, but I don't enjoy them on the level that people my age tend to and get, like, really, really into them. I just like dabbling. I don't play every one. Like, I don't really like the new Pokemon they add. It's all nostalgia for me. And recognizing that and not wanting to be that nostalgia person, I choose this other nostalgia in Digimon. So, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I do keep up with it. Like, I don't play competitively, but I play every Pokemon game. I've been on top of Pokemon ever since it came out. So
who's your favorite Pokemon? You have to choose one.
Kangaskhan.
All right. And Ryan? Pokemon, Digimon?
Yeah,
Other?
It's Pokemon, no question. Pokemon was my childhood.
Other?
I had the games, I watched the show, I had the cards. I mean, yeah. The last Pokemon game I played, I think, was Black, but I really wanted to get the Ruby remake, but I never did. So
it's a very good game. They fixed a lot of problems that were in Gen 3.
Good, because Ruby was my favorite one. Well, I don't know. I always liked Crystal a lot, but I also really liked Ruby. Like, those are my two favorites. So.
In my head, these names are interchangeable with stripper names. So.
I mean, yeah, like I think, I mean, it's been like a year or two after Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire came out, so I think I can, like, officially add them to the Pokemon tier list without too much of a naysay. Yeah. I think that's definitely one of the top 3. Like, I think the best ones are, like, the Heart Gold and Soul. Like, I mean, if we only
Yellow.
No.
Pikachu follows you around.
In Heart Gold and Soul Silver, any Pokemon follows you around.
Great.
The best Pokemon
Shoeless
game,
asks.
The best Pokemon game is Pokemon Snap, and you all know it.
Yep. Shoeless asks. I'm not going to have a Pokemon conversation.
All right, fine.
Guess what? They're all pretty good. And anyone's opinion is accurate. Is there any particular reason why fighting games are focusing more on the PS1 rather than the Xbox One? PS4 rather than the Xbox One. It'd be great if all fighting games focused on the PS1. I only ask because in a huge Tekken fan, I think he meant I'm a huge Tekken fan.
Don't put him on blast like that. What the fuck?
No. What? I read it. I'm a huge Tekken fan, but I only own an Xbox. Is there any hope on the horizon fighting game wise for me other than Killer Instinct? Are there any, like, big fighting games coming to the Xbox One? I didn't realize Tekken was PS4 only. Or Sony only.
I didn't know about that either, but
let me Google Tekken.
The reason why that probably is, if that's true, is because the Xbox One doesn't sell shit in Japan, and fighting games are mostly from Japan.
Yeah.
Let's see. Tekken Cross Street Fighter came out for both Xbox and PS3.
Tekken Cross Street Fighter isn't out.
Sorry, the other one. Street Fighter Cross Tekken.
Yeah, but that was
what was the last Hey, Tekken Tag came out for the Wii U.
Yeah, but I think Shoeless is specifically asking about Xbox One fighting games, and I think Killer Instinct is the only, like, mainline fighting game that's coming out on there.
It's numbers.
Anything else? Yeah,
if like you only have fighting, like, it's Japan, but even if you're putting out just the United States and you only have a certain amount of money because fighting games aren't huge, who do you choose? The 40 million unit behemoth that is the PS4, or the average 25 million behemoth that is the Xbox One? You choose PS4 every time.
Yeah.
I mean,
it'd be like it'd be like asking, do you want to put your game on Xbox One or Wii U? You would say, oh, the Xbox One has more units and more people play it.
Yeah,
and some of it is also, like, they made changes with the Xbox controller, so it's not as ubiquitous as the Xbox 360 controller was. And some people would say it's not as good. Some people say it's better, especially that D-pad. But, you know,
most people use sticks if we're talking about, like, competitive scenes. So, you know,
sure, but it's little things like that start to add up, and the PS4 just has the numbers.
Yeah,
it wouldn't be this way because Mortal Kombat came on Xbox One.
Yeah.
So it really wouldn't.
Mortal Kombat, yeah.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat is a good choice. Either 10 did 9 ever come out on new stuff? No.
I could see that being backwards compatible one day, but
yeah. But yeah, so there is stuff out there, but there really aren't like other than Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat. What else is there?
I don't know.
There's Tekken. There's Virtua Fighter, which there hasn't been a new one of those in ages.
Yeah.
There's Dead or Alive, which I don't know if that new DOA came out on Xbox One. There's
that new one that comes out next month, and they announced stripper poles are in it.
No, that's Extreme Volleyball. I'm talking about the actual fighting game.
What's at EVO again this year? How many of those are on Xbox One?
I think just Killer Instinct.
And Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat's also on Xbox One, but they'll probably run that on PS4.
And then 2 of them were Smash. So
yeah, Smash. Those would be on GameCube and Wii U. All of that's on PS4.
So there's a decent mix.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really just because Sony stepped up and got Street Fighter. That's really the big one.
Yeah, Guilty Gear's on PS4. All the anime, of course, the anime ones are on PS4 because those are especially geared to Japan.
Yeah. And like John said, that one's to sell copies in Japan. You're never going to get that. Maybe you get a port one day. And
I mean, Street Fighter V was funded by Sony. There would not be a Street Fighter V unless Sony had that game made. So, yeah.
Capcom went to them, or Capcom said, "Hey, please," and Sony was like, "We'll do it."
Yeah.
We'll have PS4s at Evos for the next 5 to 7 years. Sure.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. We'll make every fighting game enthusiast buy
a PS4,
PS4, and then PS4 game, and then PS4 hardware, and get all that kickback. Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Thanks. See you later.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's the work. Let me reload it. There are no more questions.
No emails?
Nope, there were no emails at podcast@videogamechoochoo.com, or you can just send us questions at videogamechoochoo.tumblr.com/ask. But
no,
ask.
ASK. Please, let's not confuse our listeners.
Nope.
Okay, but that should do it for this episode of the show. Ryan, glad to have you back.
Yeah, good to be back.
You mentioned it before, but you have your editorial, your Friday the 13th editorial.
Yes, that is correct.
You made a little video for that too. That was really, really well done.
I did. Thank you.
We put up what was the video we put up on Tuesday? We've just been churning shit out.
American Truck Sim.
That's right. We put out that American Truck Sim. It was myself, Niall, and some guy named Kyle. It was really weird. I have no idea who that third guy was, but he was really scary, and I never want to talk to him again.
Yeah.
Kyle seemed to take a real shine to Niall.
That's true, but he wanted to leave me for dead. He wanted to leave me on the side of a road.
No, side of the road. You wouldn't have been dead.
Eventually I would have been.
He introduced you to his hip-hop dancer.
That's true, he did.
Friend.
That was very nice of him.
Mm-hmm. And he taught you a thing or two about the open road, so, you're alive. Like, you weren't left head of like a gas station or something.
Yeah, we'll see.
Wait, you guys were...
We were at a gas station.
I wasn't there.
Anyway, we'll have a new video up this Tuesday.
Yep.
Every Tuesday.
Yeah, every Tuesday. We got
every dang Tuesday.
Keep chugging along. We should have Niall put up a review of Firewatch if you want to read that.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to remember if there was any other like editorials or anything.
We had that sorcery video that went up on Monday, so that's up.
Yes, we mentioned that previously.
Yep.
Did we? I think we mentioned it last week, but just in case we didn't, Kay posted that article about read-only memories.
Yep, it's a good article.
That was a good article. Go check that out. And I think that is it. But yeah, just check the site every day. We're posting news all the time. Got editorials, videos. Just keep checking us. Keep chugging along. And thanks for supporting us, everybody. Leave a review on iTunes. That'll help us out.
Do everything.
Yes.
Yeah,
like, comment, and subscribe.
You have to do everything for us because we can't do it ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
Send checks made out to cash to John Machonsky, 555 Amber Heard Lane.
That's nope.
Yep.
No, I mean, I don't want you to just give out my address online, but you know what?
555 Tree Oak Drive.
Sure. Okay, let's end this podcast.
296.
Stop saying numbers. Eventually,
Palm Tree.
Eventually, you're going to give out.
Herd.
You're going to give out an actual address sometime, and then we're going to have like one person sending a weird letter to this address. It's going to be like a picture of someone's ass, and it's going to be like, "Is this yours, John?"
6969 Magic Merlin Way.
That's where I wish I lived.
That sounds nice.
Yeah, it does sound nice. Anyway, let's get the fuck out of here.
Mickey Mouse Drive.
Stop!
God damn it.
We're not in Orlando.
555. It's in Kissimmee.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
All right. We're done. Thanks for listening, everyone.
Bye.